Your grace is sufficient for you. A lot of times we make statements a broader view, right? Not realizing God wants to speak to you individually, right? He want to narrow it down to, I'm talking to you. So don't live your life on somebody else's grace, because God may have graced somebody to go through a certain situation. They come out like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and one of them people, and another person made and lost their mind. Another person may have died, whether spiritually or physically, a death to their joy, their peace, the whole 9 yards. And it's very much dangerous to covet or want somebody else's life, or to want what it is that you see on the internet, because you don't understand the grace that's on their life. God didn't call you to live somebody else's life. So when you try to, because it looks good, because a person carries a thing doesn't mean it's not heavy. God graced them to carry that, so it's not really affecting them. As to you, you'll try to go get in somebody else's lane and realize that God didn't grace you to do that. Your grace is sufficient to you in your life and your uniqueness. So don't try to live your life on somebody else's grace, because they went through it and God got them through it. Well, God called them to that. God may have not called you to that. So don't try to want other people's life. Thief is the comparison, and that's just the enemy. The enemy wants people to be caught up and want other people's life, because you got to realize that sometimes people, it's dangerous to go outside your grace. It's very much dangerous. That's why you gotta have a relationship, and you gotta know what God has called you to, because there's some things you will put yourself in and you will literally lose your mind, because you don't realize that God never called you to that. He never designed you to carry that load. Whether the load is physically, whether the load is spiritually, mentally, you got to understand your grace is sufficient for you, and you got to find your lane and stay in that lane, and stop wanting other people's life because it appears to look good. When I realized that social media, it's just a whole bunch of people showing you their highlights. People are a lie if they sit here and say that their life is perfect. Everybody goes through something. We learn through experience. We are spiritual beings having human experiences, and we learn through experiences. So yes, we're going to have up times. We're going to have down times. Why? Because you learn in both. You got to get both. You got to take the good with the bad. And no, nobody's going to show you the bad, because people ain't going to show you the backside of the blessing. They only going to show you the front side. They only going to show you the part that look good. They ain't gonna show you what it takes to hold up something. When you realize that you gotta have strength to hold up something, that means you gotta have strength. And I'm talking about spiritual strength. I'm not talking about no physical strength. I'm talking about spiritual strength. And a lot of times people want to skip the process of building their muscle up. You gotta know you. You gotta really, I always stress this, take your eyes off the crowd and put your eyes on you. Life is a self journey. And God has a lane for you. And you can't get caught up. Like, if I'm driving and I'm so much worried about this car, I'm gonna crash. You got to stay in your lane. You got to know your grace. You got to know what God has called you to, because what he calls you to, he's going to get you through it. Take your eyes off the crowd. Put your eyes on yourself. This is gameplay. We finna finish the year off strong. And stop looking at everybody else. Stop looking at what they doing. And because the enemy, that's what the enemy wants you to do. He wants you to get so caught up on them and covet what they want, so you can go get out your lane. You got to stay in your safety. Where are your boundaries? Where is your lane? And stay in that, because that's where your safety is. That's where your grace is. Your grace is sufficient for you, not for them. Nor is their grace sufficient for you. God didn't say that. Take your eyes off the crowd. I challenge. I've been doing challenges. But that's because I really want people to understand, like, time is moving fast and not slow. It's now or never. That's what God has been me. It's now or never. We finna stop sugarcoating it. It's now or never. We gonna do it now, or we not gonna do it at all. So let's just challenge these months. Let's finish off strong. Let's get in these consecrations. Take your eyes off the world. I'm not telling you get off social media. Do whatever it is that God has called you to do. But get to a consecration where you probably get off social media and devote that time to yourself. Invest in yourself. And finish the year off strong. So I want you guys to go out and be a light in this dark world.